If you're running a marketing agency in 2026 and your offer still stops at rerun ads, you're already behind. Because traffic isn't the problem anymore. The real problem is what happens after the click. Today, I'm going to show you how agencies are combining Facebook ads, PPC, and organic traffic with voice AI to build the most unfair money machine in the market. This isn't theory, this is what's working right now.
Alright, let's start with it's not a lead problem. See, every agency owner says the same thing. I just need more leads. But that's not the real problem. That's just the easiest excuse. Because here's the most uncommon truth that people don't want to hear. Most agencies don't have a lead problem. They have a speed to lead follow-up problem. Leads come in, calls go unanswered, forms get filled out, and nobody responds fast enough. So what happens? Nothing dramatic, no big failure, no warning, just deals that die quietly. Because missed calls equals lost money, just burning up all in the sky. Because look, if your client misses calls, your ads didn't fail, your system failed. Because speed to lead is not nice to have. It's the difference between getting booked appointments and no wasted ad spend. Between scaling retainers and client churn. And you guys are pretending that follow-up isn't your job as an agency. And that mindset is exactly why clients cancel. Because from a client's perspective, the math is simple. I pay you to get me customers, and I didn't get customers, so they peace out. Because they don't care whose fault it is. All they care about is outcomes, giving them results. Because look, the agencies that scale don't just send traffic. They install response systems. They make sure every lead's contacted immediately, consistently, professionally, every single time. Because speed beats clever ads, and follow-up beats fancy funnels, and infrastructure always beats excuses. And there are two types of agencies right now, and one of them is going extinct. Because the old world agency is traffic only, while the new world agency is traffic plus conversion control. Because look, this is what old world agencies sell. They sell clicks, impressions, CPN, CTRs, dashboards, and monthly reports that nobody reads. All they do is hide behind numbers that look impressive but don't actually move the client's bank account. Yeah, and they're all gonna say things like, yeah, traffics look good, ads are performing well, we need to increase more ad budget. So you're gonna be like this guy, thinking everything's good but everything is going bad. Meanwhile, the client's thinking one thing, why am I not getting booked calls? You're gonna be feeling stressed out like this guy. Cause here's the truth that most agencies won't say out loud. Traffic is not the product anymore. Traffic is the input. And outcomes are the product. And clients, they don't wake up excited about CPMs. They're waking up asking, how many calls did we book? How many qualified leads are showing up? How much revenue is coming in? Like guys, if you guys can't answer that clearly, you guys don't control the outcome. And that's why all you guys are just replaceable. They're gonna replace you and you're gonna be piecing out. And then we move to the new world agency thinking. You see, new world agencies don't sell traffic. They sell conversion control and they own what happens after the click. So they all install systems that make sure every lead's contacted instantly, professionally, consistently, and without any human error. Because when you control the follow-up, you guys control the revenue. Again guys, clients don't want CPMs. All they want is book calls. And this is why voice AI changed the game. Here I use call AI. Because here, voice AI becomes a separate layer. It's not a cool feature, it's not a gimmick, but as infrastructure. Because voice AI is what allows you to say, we don't just send traffic, we make sure every lead gets contact, qualified, and routed. Because this is not an ad service, this is an outcome system. Because old world agencies hope clients follow up, but new world agencies build it into the system. Because the feature agency isn't louder, it's tighter. It doesn't argue about the metrics, it controls the outcome. Traffic only agencies, they only sell effort, while outcome driven agencies sell certainty. And certainty is what clients pay premium for. Alright, now we move to the core system. So the core system is intentionally boring guys, because boring systems scale. And this works for any traffic source guys, from Facebook ads, PPC, SEO, and organic. Because traffic is just attention, and what matters is what happens after attention raises hand. And the moment intent shows up, like a form filled, a missed call, a DM, or a click, voice AI evenly responds using call AI. Not later, not tomorrow, not when someone remembers, but immediately. That one thing alone changes the economics of the entire business. And that's the game now guys, speed to lead at scale. Alright, I'm gonna show you how call AI works. Watch this guys.
Hello, this is Marissa calling for Jeremy. I'm an AI assistant reaching out to help schedule a brief appointment. Am I speaking with Jeremy?
Yeah, this is Jeremy speaking.
Great, thanks Jeremy. I'm reaching out to help you schedule a 30-minute appointment. Would you be interested in setting up a time to meet and discuss things in more detail?
Oh yeah, that will help.
Perfect. What day would work best for you to connect?
Yeah, I could do any time next week on a Monday or Tuesday.
Thanks, Jeremy. Let me check what times are available for next Monday and Tuesday. Do you have a preference for morning or afternoon, or are you open to any time?
Alright guys, so that was just a cool example when an AI will call you. And why this system wins guys? Because humans are inconsistent. They get busy, they miss calls, they forget follow-ups, they reply late, and they drop the ball. Systems don't. Voice AI doesn't have moods, it doesn't need reminders, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't say, I'll get back to it later, it just executes. Again, this isn't about replacing humans, it's about removing human error from the revenue. Old systems, they hope the team follow up, but this system assumes they won't and handles it anyways. Because look, everyone's fighting for attention, guys. The winners are the ones who control the response, and speed to lead isn't a tactic anymore, it's an operating system. And let's move to case study number 1, the law firm. And let me show you a real life example because theory doesn't pay the bills. We were working with a law firm running call-only PPC ads. Again, let me remind you guys, this wasn't low-intent traffic. This was a high-intent, high-cost, bottom-of-the-funnel demand. People actually searching for legal help, clicking call now, raising your hand, but on paper, everything looked perfect. But the actual problem? The problem wasn't traffic, the problem wasn't the ads, and the problem wasn't Google. The problem was simple. Nobody was answering the phone. Getting missed calls, voicemails, after hours inquiries, and busy lines. So every missed call was a lost case, and illegal, that's not a $50 mistake. This is a 5-figure mistake. So look at all his money burning down the drain, leaking down the faucet. And what was the fix? So instead of writing ads or changing targeting, we installed one thing, voice AI. And here's what we did, guys. We answered every call instantly, asked intake questions, qualified the lead, route the real prospects, and booked calls directly on the calendar. So there was no waiting, no hold music, and no we'll call you back. And the results of this, guys, 160 inbound calls handled automatically, dozens of qualified intakes, and $100,000 new cases in 60 days. Bam, money in the bank, happy face. And we use the same ads, the same traffic, and the same spend, but completely different outcome. And let me remind you guys, this wasn't an ad win, this was a whole systems win. Let me say this clearly, guys, traffic doesn't fail, systems fail. Because most businesses are paying for demand and then letting it walk out of the door. They buy clicks, they buy calls, and they buy attention. And they trust humans to handle it perfectly. That's insanity, guys, that's insane. So we fix the follow-up, fix the intake, and fix the response speed. And suddenly, you guys don't need more traffic, you don't need better ads, and you don't need a new agency. You become irreplaceable. Like bam, like Superman saving the day. Again, guys, when you control the response, you guys control the revenue. That's not marketing, that's infrastructure. And let's talk about case study number 2, real estate for $15 to $30 calls, which is Facebook lead ads plus voice AI outbound caller. Now let's talk about the Facebook ads, but not the way that gurus talk about them. No funnels, no landing page, no conversion optimized nonsense, just economics. Alright, let me talk about the setup. Here we ran a simple real estate campaign. We used a free foreclosure list, $15 ad day budget, and no landing page, just a native Facebook lead form. Again, this was low friction, high intent, and here's the most important part, guys, which was a system shift. So every single lead triggered an outbound voice AI call using Call AI in our workflows. Not an email, not a CRM task, and not a reminder or someone else to follow up later. It was a call immediately. And this is where most marketers overthink. They say, we need more copy, we need better page, we need a nurture first. No, guys. When intent is fresh, speed beats persuasion. And what were the results, guys? $15 to $30 per book call, multiple calls per day, fully automated, and no human follow-up required. So no optimization theater, no team babysitting, no chasing, just systemized response. Again, guys, let me remind you, most businesses are trying to win at marketing, but winners, they install systems. Traffic in, voice AI calls out, calendar fills. That's not a tactic, guys. That's infrastructure, and infrastructure always wins. Bam, bam. All right, and then we move to friction first and qualify later. And this is where most agencies screw it up, guys. They try to be too smart way too early. And the mistake, they overqualify at the top of the funnel. Long forms, endless questions, and friction everywhere. And then they complain, lead quality is low. Facebook traffic sucks. People aren't serious. And that is a no, guys. You just slow down at the moment where it actually matters, which is intent. And this is the correct model, guys. Here's how it actually works. We start frictionless, book the calls cheap, and you respond immediately. Because then and only then, that's when you can add friction. Because friction isn't a filter, it's a dial. If the call volume is high but the quality drops, you add qualifying questions, routing logic, AI screening, intent scoring, and follow-up rules. Because you don't choke at the funnel at the top, you control it downstream. Again, guys, let me remind you, you don't solve quality by slowing down the response. You solve the quality by layering intelligence after speed. And now we move to sell appointments, not ads. Because here's a reframe that separates amateurs from operators. You stop selling traffic, you stop selling impressions, and you stop selling clicks. Bam, marks at the spot. You sell, book conversations, guys. This is what clients actually pay for. Again, they don't care how clever your ads are, guys. They care about is calls on the calendar, conversation with buyers, opportunities created, and revenue potential. Traffic is a cost, but appointments are an asset. Because look, guys, when you sell book calls, everything changes. The pricing power increases, your retention improves, objections disappear, clients stop micromanaging you, results become obvious because now you're not a vendor, you're a growth operator. Alright, and now we move to why voice AI beats call centers. Because we used to solve this problem with our ISAs and call centers, guys. On paper, it sounds reasonable. In reality, this is a freaking nightmare. Because look, in the old model, here's what you get with humans. Training cycles, turnover, missed shifts, inconsistent tone, excuses, management overhead, performance drops, burnout, moral issues, and endless supervision. And it's not because people are bad, it's because humans are variable, and revenue systems can't depend on variability. And with a new model, with voice AI, the model changes completely. It writes the logic once, you test it, refine it, and then you deploy it. And then it runs every lead, every time, the same way, no ramp up, no mood swings, no forget to call them back. Again, voice AI isn't cheap labor, guys. It's a removal of an operational drag. And call centers don't fail because people are lazy. They fail because scaling humans introduces emotional overhead. Where here, someone quits, someone calls out, someone underperforms, someone needs coaching, and someone needs motivation. And all this costs time, it costs money, and all that steals focus. Voice AI eliminates all this emotional tax where you don't need this guy anymore. Again, entrepreneurs want outcomes, not babysitting. Cause let's be real, entrepreneurs didn't start a business to manage a call center drama. They want outcomes, they want book calls, and they want predictability, and they want leverage. So there's no babysitting. AI removes all the emotional overhead, guys. It doesn't complain, it doesn't negotiate, and it doesn't need encouragement, it just executes. Alright, we move to the agency offer, guys. It's traffic plus voice AI equals a premium offer. This is where everything clicks, and this is why this offer is so easy to sell. Because clients already understand traffic. They bought ads before, they paid agents before, they seen clicks, impressions, and reports before. And what they've never been sold properly is the control of whatever happens next. So now the conversation changes, guys. You don't say, we run ads. In the new pitch, you say, we don't just get you leads. We guarantee every lead is contacted instantly and routed to a book conversation. That's not marketing, that's revenue infrastructure. Because when you sell traffic, guys, you're a vendor. But when you sell a response, you become part of the client's revenue engine. And revenue engines don't get questioned on price. And this is how you justify higher retainer, guys, one-tenth set of fees, performance-based pricing, longer contracts, and lower churn. Because now you're not charging for the effort, you're charging for certainty. And why this changes the economics? Because once voice AI is layered in, missed leads disappear, follow-up gets vanished, show-up rates increase, clients' confidence goes up, and ROI becomes super obvious.
This is the future of agencies. Traffic is the entry point, voice AI is the conversion layer, so stop selling clicks and start selling outcomes. If you want this built for you, go ahead and book a free one-on-one call in the link below. Alright, I'll see you next video. Jeremy out.